Dear student, in our 1-minute revision lesson today, we will be discussing question number 2, which is an 8-mark question from paper 3 unit, Education. Here, the examiner typically asks you to explain any two things. Remember, we need to keep the marking criteria in mind to ensure that we do not lose marks. Always remember, we get the first mark for making a point, the second for explaining that point, the third mark for using appropriate sociological material, and the fourth mark for explaining how that sociological material supports the initial point made. Now, leave a line and use the same criteria to write the second paragraph. Let's begin. The question is, explain two ways in which cultural capital benefits middle-class pupils in school. 8. One way in which cultural capital benefits middle-class pupils in school is through language and linguistic code, which enables them to succeed in academic settings. Middle-class families often have a more extensive vocabulary and higher levels of linguistic proficiency than working-class families. This linguistic advantage allows middle-class pupils to communicate effectively with teachers, understand complex academic texts, and express their ideas clearly. Sociologist Basil Bernstein highlights this advantage by describing how middle-class students use the elaborated code, a language style that is abstract and precise. In contrast, working-class students tend to use the restricted code, which relies on shared knowledge and context. The ability to use the elaborated code enhances middle-class students' engagement in classroom discussions and their understanding of academic content, which supports their academic success. Another way cultural capital benefits middle-class pupils is through access to cultural experiences and resources that enhance their skills and confidence. Sociologist David Gilbourne argues that ability grouping in schools often favors middle-class pupils, as their cultural capital, including access to extracurricular activities, art, music, and travel, aligns with the expectations of the educational system. Middle-class pupils are often placed in higher ability groups, where they receive more resources, support, and opportunities for academic advancement. On the other hand, working-class and minority ethnic students, who may lack these cultural advantages, are often placed in lower ability groups, leading to fewer opportunities for academic success. The cultural capital possessed by middle-class pupils thus helps them to perform better academically by aligning with the formal educational expectations of schools. I hope this was helpful. Thank you.